touchdown club, and they're ready for some football too. I can tell, and just talking to a lot of people around here, it's definitely one of those. We were talking about the what you think type game. That is exactly what you're hearing. What you think about this game? What are the chances? A lot of excitement around this one, and I know people are just excited to get out there. Williams-Brice Stadium night game, kick this thing off, and,
Wearing the All
watch another
Blacks.
game. Yes. What do you think of that?
I think it looks good. Look, I've stood on this soapbox before.
Yeah.
If black is in your color scheme,
Go for it.
wear black. Blackout, that's all fine and good. I looked at A&M's blackout last week. Cool looking uniforms. Their colors are maroon and white. I don't think they should be doing blackouts.
Okay.
Carolina is at least garnet and black, so it works.
A&M's, I do feel like A&M's black uniforms are kind of cool, though.
Oh, I'm not denying that they look cool.
You just don't
I
think they
just
should wear
like
'em?
to stick
Okay.
to the tradition of you have school colors, wear school colors, and don't deviate from that. Like Tennessee had their dark mode reveal video the other day. That was cool as heck, but their colors are orange and white. Stick with your school colors. I will die on that hill.
I did love the reveal video for the Gamecocks. Had the Joker theme.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was fantastic. Wes has discovered, for those of you that are not watching the stream, Tyler's rocking the mustache. Who were you last
night? I said
night?
I would. I was Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
I didn't get any pictures, did you?
I will send you a picture.
Yeah, we need a picture bad. And Tyler has also said, to remind y'all, as long as Carolina wins, the stash will stay.
I'll keep it rolling. You know what? Maybe this is what they need to get over the hump against ranked teams, is me growing a mustache.
The guys, when I think of a blackout, though, I don't think of the uniforms. I think of
What the crowd is.
yeah, which Gamecock fans have poor memories of.
Understandable.
So we're not calling this a blackout, right?
But a lot of people be
You think
wearing
of the
black.
what, though? You made the hand gesture, but what?
Like you said, everybody in the stands wears black.
Yeah.
Where there is a call to action to wear black. There has not been a formal, hey, this is a blackout
This
game.
is just
They are wearing black uniforms, but
the
that
players are wearing all
Right.
black.
Exactly.
Uniforms.
If you want to wear black to the stadium, you can, but
You can,
it is
but you
not,
can also wear garnet
exactly.
or white.
It is not being suggested that you wear black necessarily.
By
So a
anyone.
little different.
Yes,
We
I do like the Penn State whiteout.
Oh, yeah.
Are they whiting out tomorrow against Ohio State? Because that at
That's a
noon,
day game.
Exactly. It doesn't work the same at noon.
Well, Oklahoma did the whiteout for the Carolina game.
Was it
didn't
a
they?
whiteout or did they do the crimson and cream?
They did a whiteout of their
Straight up
offense, too.
whiteout.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say
straight
that
up
Were they all wearing white? Like, did they
Yeah,
participate?
it was pretty good. It wasn't.
because they're one of those places they'll do like the checkered like Neyland does, where this section wears cream, this section wears crimson, and I guess they have one whiteout game a year.
It was pretty good. It didn't look like Penn State,
and, the crowd started to leave. I'm assuming pretty early in that game once they got down by 3 touchdowns.
I will credit them.
They stayed.
There were a lot of stayers there in Oklahoma. There was a lady, I can't remember if I told, there was a lady behind us that was, 2 minutes left to go, like in the game, fully convinced of a potential. She had like a plan and everything.
Did she lay this out for you?
We get a stop here. Well, not to me. I didn't ask for it, but
Okay.
she did. She had the plan. She would articulate the plan.
I mean, the chances are never over until the clock hits 0, I guess.
It was over.
I mean, yes, but if all the chaotic scenarios could play out, sure, you always have a chance, I guess.
We need football because we've started. We got some more angles to analyze from this game, but we're doing the whole, all the teams wearing all black. That means they will insert whatever you think here.
Sure.
We're going into the whole bye week. Do you think they should have changed everything that they did this bye week because they played like quote unquote hot garbage? Should they have changed the entire approach? Well, they've used a similar approach and won. The other, we're just kind of deep into the weeds here. We need a game.
The past 2 years tell us this team takes a big step forward in November. On one side of the football, the other. 2 years ago, it was the offense. Last year was the defense. 8-4 record in this month for Beamer. They close out the season strong, and tomorrow's perfect opportunity to do that and give yourself, there's that word, momentum again for these final 4 games against some other very good teams like Missouri, not as good as you thought they were going to be before the season, and, of course, Clemson at the end of the year, and that tricky Vanderbilt team, too.
this game is I don't want to say it's the qualifier for if you can have a special season or not, but I was looking, hesitate to bring this up, but I'm going to do it anyway. I was looking at this thing. It was from On 3, and it was the 31 teams that are still alive for the 12-team playoff.
Okay.
And the theory of this article was not just like the obvious, like the teams that have like a 50%. This is supposed to be like, even if the craziest of scenarios happen. So, for example, Florida was on this thing. And it was like, hey, if you look at Florida's schedule, and even they were like, Florida's not going to win the table.
We don't think so.
They're not. They're not going to. But if they did, they would be 9-3. And they would have a great case.
With some very good wins.
With
last month
insane wins.
That'd be the best 9-3 team of all time.
Be the best run in a row of all time. That they would, so they were still among the 31 teams.
Okay.
Point being, South Carolina was not.
Okay. So no chance at all.
Which I feel like if your whole thing is going to be that this is supposed to be a comprehensive list of any team, if they just had the most magical run you've ever seen. Like this is what's the most magical run in March Madness?
Ooh, was it Wichita State going to the Final Four?
George Mason to the Final
So
Four.
like you just had that where you just caught fire.
Yeah.
So with that being said, would South Carolina not belong on a list that the whole thing is that this is going to be the most comprehensive list of any team on the planet that could still make the college football playoff if they were 9-3?
It's a fair point.
So here's my thing. If you're going to have a special year, though, if you can find a way to win tomorrow, I'm not saying South Carolina's running the table, but if you find a way to win tomorrow, based on what we know about these teams at this point, it lessens considerably the rest of the way. Like, these are not easy teams.
Right.
But you knew from the beginning, playing in this conference this year, every team you play on a week-to-week basis is going to have a shot to beat you. But Missouri is not who we thought they were coming in. Vandy is, of course, improved from what we thought they were going to be, but they're still, at the end of the day, Vandy. You have Wofford, and you have a Clemson team that we really still don't know a ton about given who they've played. So it is kind of a manageable stretch if you can get past tomorrow evening at Williams-Brice Stadium.
Yeah, I had someone ask me this morning in Sumter, how do you view that game against Clemson? I said, well, it's like all the other ones. I don't know. I could say, well, we'll know. One of the things I said that I kind of regret, well, we'll probably know more in a couple of weeks. We may not, because, one team could lose every game up until that, and one team could win, and you'd still put them together, and it's kind of a toss-up, right? But the one thing that I am convicted of is, Clemson's not as battle-tested. They have not played the quality of team that South Carolina has. That's not a knock on them as a team. They just have not. That's a reality.
I brought this up at the end of the last hour because I was talking about all the chaos scenarios in the ACC where right now it could come down to strength of schedule against your conference opponents to decide who plays for the ACC championship game. Right now, Clemson has not played an ACC team that is over 500 in conference play. Now, they're going to get better competition. Louisville this weekend, Virginia Tech in 2 weeks, and then Pitt at the end of the year. So it's going to ramp up. But again, the only real quality opponent they played this year was Georgia. Got run out of the building on that one. And, even their defense against these ACC teams has not been fantastic. But again, we will have the opportunity to learn more about them in the next couple of weeks.
We will. I think, really, to me, we're going to learn about this Clemson team when they play South Carolina and when they more than likely play in the ACC championship. And you look at it, Miami's still sitting there, SMU is still sitting there, and Pitt is still sitting there in the ACC. So I don't know how all that's going to play out, but I do think if we get a Miami-Clemson final, then That may tell us something.
Absolutely. We will talk to David Sandhop of Websider.com here in a couple minutes. But first, Chris, we got something to give away.
We're going to give away a Firehouse Subs catering platter, courtesy of our guy, Larry Chandler, owner-operator of the 15 Midlands Firehouse Subs locations. The way this works, yes, clap for Larry. The way this works, we're going to give a number of a caller. Caller will hit Dave, 803-446-100. And we'll give it away, and Dave is going to take your information, and you can, Larry will get in contact with you, or a Firehouse Subs rep, let you know where you can pick up your tray.
Speaking of Firehouse Subs, Dave, let's tell them a little bit more about Firehouse Subs.
Or let's not.
There we go.
All right, so as I said, call Dave, 803-446-100. Caller number, Wes?
6.
Caller number 6. You will be the winner of a Firehouse Subs catering platter. Firehouse Subs, firehousesubs.com. Use our favorite method. Download the app. Even if you don't win this catering tray this time, we'll play again. We'll play again later this season. But you can order catering. You can order lunch. You can order dinner for your family at firehousesubs.com. Make sure you check out the new Thanksgiving turkey sub. We got to have it the other day out at the new Sparkleberry location. Carved turkey, mayo. It's basically cranberry sauce. It's Thanksgiving on a sub. It's awesome. Also available, all of your Firehouse Subs favorites, firehousesubs.com. Use our favorite method. Download the app. You can earn rewards toward future purchases. Firehousesubs.com. Shout out to Larry Chandler, owner-operator, 15 locations all around the Midlands.
The Game Network in Columbia.
107.5 The Game.
In Florence.
100.5 The Game.
In Myrtle Beach.
100.3 The Game.
Powered by Integrated Media. The Game TV.
Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass, a true reflection of quality.
The Game TV. 107.5 The Game. Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios.
Take up to $20,000 off new Silverados.
Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile. Together, let's drive.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the rock holiday tradition returns. December 12th, Colonial Life Arena, Columbia. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Bring the whole family to the all-new show. Soaring guitars, dazzling lasers, and enough pyro to keep you warm all season. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, presented by Live Nation.
Hey, this is Paul Romanstein, proud owner of Midlands Landscape and Lawns. Here today with my two sons.
Hey, I'm Blake Romanstein. Midlands Landscape and Lawns is a family-owned business rooted right here in the Midlands for over 30 years.
And I'm Braden Romanstein. We're not just local, we're your neighbors, and we're going to take care of you like you live next door.
From residential landscaping to hardscape design and installation to maintenance and everything in between. Call or visit Midlands Landscape and Lawns today at midlandslandscape.com.
See website for details. Bill Sappin is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
We should do what my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
BillsHappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news! I went to BillsHappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Let's go inside the Nest.
Hi, my name is Heather Ash, and I had the pleasure of working with the team at the Nest on our new construction. It felt like we were working with a concierge service from the beginning until the end. They were extremely responsive, knowledgeable, and kind. Mandy helped me choose the lighting, which I am so pleased with. I particularly love the Corbett lighting. Graham helped us with the appliances. We could not be more pleased, and I would highly recommend them to anyone.
Come see for yourself at the Nest, 1331 Gadsden Street in the Vista. You haven't tasted real Carolina barbecue until you've experienced Little Pig's Barbecue. Full service dine-in buffet with barbecue, ribs, brisket, chicken, rice, hash, tomato pie, macaroni and cheese, and many more of your favorites. Eat in or take out. Little Pig's Barbecue on Alpine Road has new hours. Now open from 11 to 8 Thursday through Saturday and 11 to 3 on Sunday. Little Pig's Barbecue on Alpine Road. Little Pig's family looks forward to seeing you.
Football Friday.
Sponsored by Brian's Heating and Cooling on the Game Network.
Welcome back in. Gamecock Central Takeover Hour presented by Firehouse Subs. Tyler West and Chris along with you on your Football Friday, getting you set. The Gamecocks and the Aggies coming up tomorrow night at Williams-Brice Stadium. It's get a perspective of things from the A&M perspective. Welcome back on David Sandhop from Websider.com, who covers the Aggies. First of all, David, appreciate your time this morning. Let's go back to before the season. If we were predicting on November 1st what A&M's record was going to be and where they would sit in the SEC standings, you would have said what?
I'd probably say, 5-3, something like that. So I don't think anybody would think that A&M would be sitting atop the SEC standings all alone in November.
David, what's up, man? It's Wes. Great to hear from you. Who's starting at quarterback tomorrow?
Hey, if I knew, I'd be a rich man. They've been tight-lipped, and I do know that what I have heard is that both quarterbacks have taken reps with the first team in practice. So it's probably going to end up, you'll probably see both. Mm-hmm. And really just kind of depends on how the game unfolds. But I know that, the thought that, well, since Marcel Reed came in and scored the 4 straight touchdowns and the field goal to beat LSU is a reason why he'll start. I'm not ready to go there because the South Carolina's defense poses a completely different threat than LSU at that point in time, and the LSU was very susceptible to a zone read quarterback, and that came to fruition. So I don't know which way they're going to go with that. My guess is you'll see both.
Yeah, and in all seriousness, David, what have you seen just from both of those guys? I feel like. On the broadcast, just watching they talked quite a bit about what Marcel Reed did during that sort of 4 or 5 drive stretch, like he talked about. But just you've watched them both all season long. What have maybe been the pros and the cons for each player?
Well, it's pretty simple with Connor Wigman. The pros are he's really good when he's playing well and in a good frame of mind, which has been 2 games this year. The con is he's really, really bad on the other 4 games. So Connor has really, when he's gotten pressured a little bit, he's really seemed to be flustered this year, which is kind of surprising some people because he wasn't that way in previous years. So they're trying to figure out why is that, because he does. As soon as he gets sped up in the pocket, he's been really looking he's throwing off the wrong foot. gets panicked and will throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball to a running back out of the backfield that hits him in the helmet. He's just kind of been erratic. Marcel Reed, as if you watched that game last week, I mean, he is so quick and so fast, and he's really adept at the zone read. That last touchdown, he basically had to just pull the ball out of Amari Daniels' stomach because the defender was already tackling Amari Daniels, and so he's just so quick and good at the zone read. With the passing, that's the issue there, is that he's been inconsistent. Of course, you wouldn't see that from the 50-yard strike he threw to Noah Thomas in the game, but again, there's a reason why Marcel Reed only threw 2 passes in that game on Saturday. So that's kind of that's why I'm saying we don't know, because if you get the Connor Wigman that showed up against Missouri, I think you'd much rather have him go up against the South Carolina's capabilities on defense than Marcel Reed, because with Marcel Reed you are a little bit one-dimensional.
Hoppus, Chris, so let's try to reconcile the expectations for this A&M team in the preseason to what they are now. And I think everybody thought that Mike Elko, defensive-minded coach, that he would have these guys playing hard, that they would be well coached, but they have, as we've laid out, surpassed expectations. So what do you think that he's done? This is still a team that has talent, right? Obviously, A&M normally does, but what has it been about Elko's approach that has them playing like they are generally?
Well, I can give you one specific reason and one general. The general reason is that he just held the players accountable. I mean, he's running a tighter ship, and he started running a tighter ship in the off season, and has built a culture, and that culture is now being realized on the field. Specifically, he decided, he went back to basics. He goes, look, if you can stop the run consistently and you can run the ball consistently, you're going to be in every single ball game you play. And that's what A&M has really done. And to me, that's going to be the key on Saturday, is that can A&M run the ball like they've run all season? And we know that's going to be a challenge with South Carolina's front seven.
And talking to David Sandtop from Websider, covering the Texas A&M Aggies. Going back to that game last week before Marcel Reed came in, Connor Wigman had been sacked 4 times. This is an A&M offensive line that had played really well up to that point last season. We know they're really strong at tackle spots with Zune and Crownover. What was LSU doing up front to get that penetration and really affect Connor Wigman?
Well, I think one that A&M their best interior lineman, Chase Basantis, was out and will be out for this game and for the foreseeable future. And they plugged in a young guy that is really good in the run game. It really struggles protecting the passer, and so. I think that and also the center. The A&M is working on their third center this year. So there's on that interior left side is definitely a weakness, and in terms of pass protection. And so that's where the A&M can get exposed in the passing game. But those guys, I talk about their weakness on the passing on the run game. Those guys are meat grinders, and one of the reasons why A&M has really performed well running the ball and controlling the clock.
Yeah, I think if you look at this team, they do the things that just traditionally we've always said leads to winning football. And, if you don't turn the ball over, if you run the ball, if you stop the run, you're going to have success. A&M way up there in all those categories, it seems like. But what can you tell us about Le'Veon Moss as a player? I feel like he's had a great season for A&M, but maybe just does not quite get the love nationally that some of the other top backs do. Is he a guy that should be talked about a little bit more? Obviously, he's been very productive.
Yeah, well, he came in the season with very little fanfare because he had never started, and he was always a second or third option at running back as a younger player. And I think this year, he's just so strong and so physically mature that he just fits. He's not a guy that's going to look flashy. He's not a guy that's going to bust off 2 or 3 70-yard runs. Man, when you need 4, 5, 6, 8 yards, he is tough to stop. And I think that just, given the fact that he had no preseason accolades and the fact that he's kind of a grinded-out type of back, that doesn't make the headlines. But I tell you what, it certainly helps execute the type of offense that Mike Elko wants to execute.
Hop, got about a minute here, so last one for you. A&M's lost one game this year in the opener against Notre Dame. What is the formula for South Carolina? We've laid out a bunch of their strengths for A&M. What could South Carolina exploit to come away with a win, you think?
Well, I think for South Carolina on offense, the key is you've got to start fast. And A&M on defensive side, they've given up some big plays early in a game. And they've given up touchdowns on several opening drives in games. And they're out of their gaps, or they'll miss some gaps. But I tell you what, they have been masterful at really reining things in at halftime. And what you see from this defense from the first half and the second half, at least through the first 60% of the season, is like night and day. So I would suggest that South Carolina will need to get on the scoreboard early and get a lead because Mike Elko and Jay Bateman have found a way to figure out what they need to do to that opponent in the second half, because they've given up very little throughout the season.
He's David Samahop from Websider.com covering the Texas A&M Aggies. Appreciate your insight, and certainly looking forward to what should be a fun game tomorrow night, Willie B.
All right, Chris West, great talking to you.
Absolutely. We'll come back, hit our buy or sell of the week to get set for the Gamecocks and Aggies coming up tomorrow night here on The Game.
From the Midlands to the PD to the beach.
The Game Network.
Hey, this is Terry Ford, 107.5 The Game. We just want to invite you to a real special event coming up at the Dillon Columbia Supply Company. It's their fall open house, November 7th, noon to 2 p.m. It's your chance to meet their incredible team, check out their products and services, and get exclusive event day specials. Whether you're in the industrial, construction, steel, or safety business, they've got the tools and supplies you need. Again, Thursday, November 7th, noon to 2 at Dillon Columbia Supply Company, 320 Orchard Drive, West Columbia.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. If you're a listener of the show, you probably know this by now. We're a big fan of Keeper's Heart whiskey. Keeper's Heart, the first whiskey to offer a unique blend of Irish and American whiskeys. Nobody's ever done it at this level. The results are incredible. Smooth enough to enjoy neat, or enough character to make amazing cocktails. Don't take it from me. I'm just an Irish-American guy who enjoys a drink or two. The whiskey experts agree. Crafted by one of the biggest names in the world of whiskey, Brian Nation, Keeper's Heart is one of the most awarded new whiskeys of the last couple of years, winning over 150 awards to date, including Best Irish Whiskey in the World, and winning a double gold at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. You got to try it. It's available now in the best liquor stores. Look for it on the Irish Whiskey shelf, or you can buy it online. KeepersHeartWhiskey.com. KeepersHeartWhiskey.com. It's a bottle worth keeping.
Get ready to smile because Herndon Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy dealer, is offering an amazing deal right now. Get up to $20,000 off new Silverados. Yes, you heard that right. Up to $20,000 off. Don't wait. Head over to HerndonChevy.com today and drive home in the truck of your dreams. Chevy, together let's drive.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile.
Call 803-510-5447 for complete details.
Bill Gunner for Charwood Golf Club, where this fall, if you are not at Willie B, you should be at the Wood. Go ahead and book your tee time online, charwood.com. Get out and discover one of the Midlands' hidden gems and the 18-hole layout at Charwood Golf Club. So go ahead today. Again, if you are not at Willie B this fall, enjoy the weather, enjoy the laid-back atmosphere at the Wood. 803-755-2000 or book online, charwood.com. Tell them Bill Gunner sent you.
And now the sounds of football from Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers.
There it is.
Enjoy the taste of football, too, with hand-tossed pies, hoagies, wings, meatballs, hot pretzels, and over 100 beers from around the world. Mellow Mushroom, in the Vista and on Sunset in Lexington.
Hey, this is Paul Romanstein, proud owner of Midlands Landscape and Lawns, here today with my two sons.
Hey, I'm Blake Romanstein. Midlands Landscape and Lawns is a family-owned business rooted right here in the Midlands for over 30 years.
And I'm Braden Romanstein. We're not just local, we're your neighbors, and we're going to take care of you like you live next door.
From residential landscaping to hardscape design and installation to maintenance and everything in between. Call or visit Midlands Landscape and Lawns today at midlandslandscape.com.
Hey guys, Jay Phillips and Grayson Griner here for our friends at Integrated Media. Grayson, now that you and the family have settled into life after years in the bigs, I hear you've added to what Integrated Media had already done around the house. Tell us what makes your system so much fun to use.
Yeah, Jay, Integrated Media has taken care of us from day one. Everything they do looks fantastic, everything they do sounds fantastic, and everything runs seamlessly when it comes to our smart home. In today's day and age of streaming everything, having a strong Wi-Fi connection throughout the house is critical, and Integrated Media is the best in the business at setting you and your family up with everything you could ever need.
Now, I don't know about you, but having an outdoor system that looks and sounds like the indoors is better than I could have imagined.
Yeah, one of the perks of living in the Midlands of South Carolina is enjoying time outdoors virtually year-round. From weatherproof mounted televisions to outdoor speaker systems, Integrated Media is the standard when it comes to outdoor entertainment. They're the only people I would ever recommend when it comes to outfitting your smart home indoors or out.
Work with the best in the business, and that's our friends at Integrated Media. Grayson and I can't recommend them highly enough. See their work on Facebook and Instagram, then call them up at 803-948-8327 and get Integrated Media into your home today.
Strengthening the lives of children and families is a passion. Turn that passion into results as a child welfare case manager. Learn more at dss.sc.gov. This message is sponsored by the South Carolina Department of Social Services.
Football Friday.
Sponsored by Bryant's Heating and Cooling.
From the Midlands to the PD to the beach. The Game Network.
Welcome back in Gamecock Central Takeover Hour presented by Firehouse Subs. Tyler Head, Wes Mitchell, and Chris Clark along with you on your Football Friday. Football Friday also means for home games. Jay and Elijah on the post-game show going to be out at Columbia Craft on Green Street in the Vista. You guys know that Elijah has to try a Rocky Mountain oyster today because he lost the bet to Jay the other week.
What was the bet?
They bet on the Saints-Broncos game a few weeks back that the Broncos won handily. So, anybody, you guys ever tried those?
I have not.
No.
Well,
Elijah will give us a full recap of it at some point.
That'll be great.
So that's coming up today
I'll
from 3 to 6.
lean on him for that.
It is time for our favorite segment of the week as we do on Football Fridays. Dave, cue it up for me. It's time to buy or sell. Appreciate the assist from NSYNC as always. Big key for this game is going to be turnovers. Both South Carolina and Texas A&M are top 3 in the SEC in turnovers forced versus conference opponents. Over/under on combined turnovers in this game, 4.5. Buy or sell?
Over/under combined. Okay, good one, Tyler. I feel like, by the way, the Oklahoma game, I feel like we got a bunch of them right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
I don't know about last week, but Carolina didn't have a game, obviously.
I know we all lost on Ole Miss beating the sack record versus Oklahoma.
We ended up having, what, 10?
10, yep.
Insane. All right.
Not by 10 different players, though.
True. I'm going to sell this one. I think both teams maybe just get into an old school. Like A&M obviously wants to run the football. I think that if you're just handing the ball off, that just limits your turnover opportunities. And I think Carolina, this is 2 straight games, even though there's a bye week in between, 2 straight games where you're telling your offense, like, hey, we just cannot turn the football over against these guys. It will be critical in what could be like a 1st to 21, 1st to 24 type football game. So I think, there'll be a turnover too, but I think both sides are going to be very cognizant of trying to protect the football and be a little bit more conservative because of that. So I will sell.
All right, Chris?
Agree. I don't even know if I have any extra notes. I think there will be turnovers, but I can't go that high. I agree with Wes. Very, very cognizant both teams will be. Now, the only thing is, are they so cognizant that they end up doing what you were talking about yesterday, and they start making all these mistakes because they're just in their head about it. But I'll go lower. I'll sell.
I'll sell as well, so sell across the board on that. Though, again, both teams very good at generating.
All right, how low would it had to have been for y'all to buy?
How low would you go?
Pretty confident that I'd be able to buy it maybe like 1.5, where 2 combined turnovers, maybe 2.5.
Oh, really? That's
3.
low.
Yeah.
I would have bought 3.
You about 3?
Yeah.
Seems like our line setter should have gone a little lower on that one.
Well, you know.
I
don't work in Vegas for a reason. So, Wes, you've been on the idea that we're going to see both quarterbacks all week long. Buy or sell, Wakeman plays more snaps than Reed tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
So, until we heard from Sandhop, I would be selling this thing very quickly. All right, let's talk this out if we got time.
All the time in the world.
Do y'all buy what he was saying? Like is that just Chris? And you know this, trying to like cover the team. Sometimes stuff is just being said, but then you're hearing behind the scenes like, no, it's gonna be Marcel Reed. It's gonna be his game. But then sometimes the like thing that all the fans think or all the outsiders think is just an obvious. Like we all think Marcel Reed will start. But then that thing that the coach is trying to convince everybody in the press conference is actually true. Like they really are torn between the two. Mm-hmm. Which side are you on?
I mean, you know, and it's a guess, obviously. I do think that they've both taken reps and that I would lean towards they both play. You know, I don't think it's as – I mean, Hop laid it out pretty well. Like, people are just assuming, oh, they put Reed in the game, you know, and he pointed out it's kind of situational. They felt like they could exploit – I don't know why they didn't do it earlier, but they felt like they could exploit LSU.
Would have been a good thing to do in the first half.
Yeah. Why don't you take what you were going to – your adjustment and do it in the first half? So I think, you know, maybe a little bit of both, but I would say it's probably more of what Elko's saying. Now, he's admitted. I ain't going to tell you anyway. But I think it's both.
I also think, guys, and Sandhop said it too, well, what if A&M has to throw? Then you say, all right, we'll go to the throwing quarterback. But at that point, my man is going to be a sitting duck back there trying to throw into this defensive front.
When he's been struggling against pressure.
Yeah, so putting him in a game if you're down and saying, hey, bring us back as a passer, that's a tough thing. I don't know. I'll sell it.
So, Chris?
Remind me, you said Wigman more?
Wigman will play more snaps than Reed tomorrow.
I'll sell with a low confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy. I think it gets to the point where they're going to have to throw the ball. And again, Wigman gives you the better opportunity for that. And I think it'll be close, but I will buy Wigman playing more snaps.
How many points you got the Gamecocks scoring?
Not a whole lot. We'll get to our scores here coming up in a little bit.
Find out.
A&M has not allowed a single 100-yard rusher this season. Buy or sell, somebody for South Carolina can get over 70 rushing yards.
See, that's a good line right there. If you win 100, we selling that thing. Chris, you got any thoughts first on this one? I see Chris Googling over there.
Yeah. Well, Love from Notre Dame had 91.
Best of the season.
Riley Leonard as quarterback had, in that game, I lost it, he had 64 if I'm recalling correctly. He had 63 on 12 carries. So I think it's doable. I'm going to buy. I think either Rocket or Lenoris will have an explosive run that helps them get over 70. I would definitely auto sell on 100, but 70 I can buy.
Me? Okay. I'll buy that. I think for Carolina to win this game, they're going to have to run the ball very effectively. I mean, honestly, flip a coin between Sellers and Rocket Sanders. One of these guys is going to have a big game tomorrow, so I'll buy that.
I think it's definitely going to take one of those explosives like we're talking about. Like, I don't know if you just grind out a bunch of yards, but 70 is just manageable, you know? But I'll buy it too.
Okay. Last one here. Both South Carolina and Texas A&M heavily penalized. Carolina 113th in the nation in penalties per game. A&M is 116th. Buy or sell. Total penalties in the game. I'm going to set the line at 16 combined between the two teams.
Oh, dear heavenly Jesus.
Between that and the red hat, man.
Both teams average about eight penalties a game. So this is right on what the numbers tell us should happen.
I'm going to need them both to turn in a better.
What's the over-under on what time we're getting out of the stadium on Saturday night?
Hey, you do have an extra hour to sleep because of the time change. So remember that.
It doesn't matter.
Or an extra hour to grind the tape on Sunday.
That is also true. And there's also no late games. So when you get home, football's pretty much over.
There's no late games?
No games kick off past 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Wow.
So
weird.
You might be lucky to catch like SMU and Pitt last couple minutes when you get to your car.
I wouldn't call that luck.
Yeah.
Have to watch that game. But I'm just kidding. They're actually both pretty good. But all right, so Chris, you can go first.
16 or over?
The line is at 16. So if you buy, it's more. If you sell, it's lower.
I'm selling out of hope. If there's 16 penalties, help us, please.
What is the officiating crew?
That's a good question.
That to me would be the decider in this.
It's an SEC officiating crew.
But different ones have different, I would say, tendencies.
Let's just not have 10 reviews that each take 10 minutes.
Yep.
Can we just not do the thing where everybody in the stadium knows it needs to be reviewed and then they wait 5 minutes to announce the review?
After the TV timeout, and then they come back.
That's the bad part is when they review during the TV timeout. It's like, well, they probably figured it out 3 minutes ago, but we still got to wait.
Yeah.
Come back, and then he's got to announce it, and they got to move the ball, and it's a whole
But I'd still take that over the, after the previous play is now under review.
What you been doing?
What were you doing this entire time we were sitting here waiting on the red hat, man? I'm selling, again, what Chris said.
Manifesting
just
sell.
out of hope.
So,
yeah.
Selling out of hope.
I agree. I don't want to be there until Sunday morning. So let's really hope that they don't go over 16 penalties in this game. Though, again, both teams heavily penalized so far this season. We'll come back. We'll hit our keys and final scores as we wrap up today's edition of the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour here on the game.
All right, everybody. I want to tell you about our friends over at Integrated Media. Michael, Nathan, and their entire crew can help take your home to the next level. Anything audio-visual that you may need, they can do it for you. It's something as simple as, hey, my TV, literally this happened at my house. My TV, it just went kapoof one day. Like it literally almost caught on fire. So obviously I had a bad TV. I had a bad setup. I called up Michael, Nathan, Integrated Media at 803-948-8327. They help me source my next television. They can do that for you. You don't have to go to the big box stores. And then they help me install it. They hit all the wires. They set it up well. They mounted it. Didn't have to worry about it. They can do the same for you. Again, integratedmediainc.com or 803-948-8327, whether it's sourcing the equipment, mounting a TV, complete smart home systems, home theater, wireless speakers, security, and cameras. They can do it all for you. integratedmediainc.com.
107.5 The Game.
In Columbia.
100.5 The Game.
In Florence.
100.3 The Game.
In Myrtle Beach. The Game Network. Hate paying for streaming? One more thing you got to stream and pay for? Well, the Game app is, wait for it, free.
It's free! It's free! It's free!
Yes, all you got to do is go to iTunes or Google Play and download the 107.5 The Game app and listen for nothing in all respects of the word. Nothing.
This is Maggie Gray with a Sports Minute sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Burrito. James Franklin has to be feeling the pressure. The Penn State head coach has his team ranked third in the country, the highest since 2017. But Franklin has had trouble with top 10 teams. He's 3-17 versus top 10 opponents, including 2-8 when the Nittany Lions are themselves ranked in the top 10. Oh yeah, they haven't beaten Ohio State since 2016. Lots of pressure. I'm Maggie Gray.
Wendy's Breakfast Burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. You get the idea. And now, get yours with $1 any size soft drink. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Alan Kennington, responsible for this ad. Office in 1440 Broad River Road, Columbia, South Carolina.
It's called an accident for a reason. It wasn't planned, but it happened. It's not your fault, but somehow you're the one paying. Medical bills, lost wages, and the pain. You need someone on your side to fight for you. With over 85,000 cases resolved and 12 offices across the state, you need South Carolina's largest injury law firm. On your side, you need George Sink now.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-999.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote 1-800-670-5151. That's 1-800-670-5151. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-670-5151. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
It's back. The 49th running of the Colonial Cup returns Sunday to Camden on November 17th. Considered the greatest steeplechase event in horse racing, presented by Mulliken Law, with special thanks to the city of Camden and Kershaw County. Don't miss the pinnacle event of steeplechase at the Springdale Racecourse in Camden. Family fun, shopping, unique entertainment, and incredible tailgating. Reserve tickets now at carolinacup.org.
Football Friday. Sponsored by Brian's Heating and Cooling on the Game Network.
Welcome back in Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs. Tyler West and Chris along with you for a few more minutes. Final thoughts ahead of Texas A&M and South Carolina tomorrow, 7:30 at Williams-Brice Stadium. Of course, everything kicking off with Gamecocks Game Day. Myself, Terry Ford, 2:30 at the party lot at Sound Images, sponsored by LexMed Ortho. And then, of course, the game kicking off at 7:30, which you can listen to here on the game in Columbia and in Myrtle Beach.
Tyler.
Yes.
Pre-game show tomorrow. What's the first thing you're going to be talking about for this game?
First thing we're going to be talking about?
Yeah.
Protecting the football.
In your mind, that's number one?
Protect the football.
What's number two?
Run the ball.
We're going straight up old school.
Straight
Lou
up old
Holtz.
school. Football in a phone booth, baby.
This is Ryan Brewer days at South Carolina. Win this thing 17-13.
It's actually close to my final score.
If you get a 7-point lead, running quarterback draw type game.
No, please.
Could be, Chris.
What's your top priority?
Red zone.
Okay.
Both sides. If you're South Carolina, you got to force field goals and you got to score touchdowns. And we went over this on the podcast yesterday. A&M is almost magical at making sure they score when they're inside the 20. And their touchdown percentage, however, is on defense is not great. On offense, touchdown percentage, good to great. Their scoring percentage, elite.
They've scored on 97% of their red zone trips this year. That's fourth in the nation.
32 of 33, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So they've gotten down there, and that goes back to protecting the football too. Like how many times do you see teams turn it over down there? Or obviously now that also, does that mean they're not a team that's going to gamble and go for it on fourth down there. Like, I don't know how many of those 33 times have there been fourth and shorts where they've said, hey, we're going to kick it. But so if you're Carolina, do you say, hey, we got to take advantage of our opportunities down here. Let's be aggressive and try to get a touchdown. But, the whole Spurrier 1-7's better than 2-3s concept. Or, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how both teams try to manage this game, knowing the fact that it could be low scoring. And how important is it for Carolina to get off to a strong start? We heard Sandhop tell us, hey, A&M has gotten off to some rough starts in games. If that happens Saturday, that's when that crowd can take over. That's when your D-line, the longer it gets, the more A&M feels like they have to throw the ball. Your D-line starts to take over. And that's a nice path, I think, for South Carolina, because as talented as A&M is, to me, I don't know if you can see them being capable of just throwing the ball around and coming back if they get behind early. They were obviously behind to LSU, but it was more created turnovers and then running the football that let them come back.
Yeah, I think if you're South Carolina, you have to win this game using the formula that you've used to win the other games. This is a team that's not built to play from behind. And A&M probably isn't either, but I think it's even more so with South Carolina. A&M, this is a point I made yesterday and this morning when I was talking in Sumter, the A&M has won a bunch of different types of games. They've won the close game against Bowling Green. They've blown out opponents. They've had some other relatively close ones. They've only had one loss. They have won games where they've lost the turnover margin, actually. South Carolina has not. Every game they've won, they have won the turnover margin. When they've lost the turnover margin, often by a lot. And so for A&M, the turnover question may not be quite as important, although I think it will be on the road in this environment. For South Carolina, I think it's paramount. You can't look back on this game and say, okay, South Carolina had 2 turnovers, A&M had none. Who won? I doubt it's South Carolina in that instance. So I agree with the red zone stuff for sure. I think South Carolina's got to hit some explosive plays, but taking care of the ball and getting off to a fast start, playing from ahead, I think those are very important as well.
What's the scoreboard going to say at the end of it?
I've got a close one, fourth quarter game, Gamecocks by 1. I've got 21-20.
Okay.
Do you remember what I said yesterday on the podcast?
I do.
What was it?
You said 24-21.
Okay. 24-21.
Okay. I like the 1-point win. I got it even lower scoring. 17-16 Gamecocks.
Okay.
Think it's going to be a 4-quarter game. Hopefully we're not there all night with a bunch of penalties and reviews.
Field goal to win it at the end, or does Carolina hold on at the end?
I think Carolina holds on at the end.
I think you're at the point, if you're a Gamecock fan, you would take it any
way you can
take
get
a 3-2.
If you get a last-second safety, you take that as well. Any way you can win this game, beat a top 10 team, and roll some momentum for this final month of the regular season. That'll do it for the Gamecock Central Takeover Hour, presented by Firehouse Subs. Halftime show myself, Terry Ford, as your Football Friday rolls along here on the game.
.1075 The Game. Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet Studios.
Take up to $20K off new Silverados.
Stop by or shop online today and see why Herndon Chevrolet makes you smile. Together, let's drive.
Hi, I'm Dondi Mercer-Plank, and I am excited to represent the 35-year McDaniels Auto Group as a longtime customer. Whether it is your next sporty Volkswagen, a go-anywhere-you-want Subaru, a dream-making Porsche, that perfect Ford you've always wanted, or the performance of Acura, great selection and an unmatched level of excellence. That, my friends, is the McDaniels difference.
Visit McDanielsAutoGroup.com.
Hey guys, Jay Phillips here for Integrated Media. You know they've been the Midland's leader in home theater for the past 2 decades. From installation of amazing 4K televisions and surround sound systems to Wi-Fi that works everywhere, no one else compares to their customer service and quality. And now the guys at Integrated Media have expanded their brand to provide a state-of-the-art golf simulator experience next to their offices in Chapin. Pro Swing is what it's called. The golf simulators by Golf Zone have automatic tees. You don't have to bend over to set up your next shot. Amazing swing plate moving up to 24 different directions for a truly lifelike experience. The playing surface has simulated greenside and fairway bunkers, even 2 different cuts of rough to bring a real-life experience inside with 68 degrees of air conditioning every day. One golfer can play 18 holes in about an hour, 2 in 2. With selections of non-alcoholic drinks, domestic, and craft beer, it's fun for the entire family. To book a tee time or to get golf lesson packages, visit ProSwingColumbia.com or call 803-948-8327. Have a blast with Pro Swing and Integrated Media. Hey guys, it's Jay Phillips for AAA Heating and Air. You know, for many years, AAA has been your year-round ally against changing weather across the Midlands, whether it's the hot summers or those cool winters. Let their expert team make sure that your home is always an oasis of comfort. And now, Roy and Dana Finley have a spectacular offer to make it even better for you and your family for years to come. How about 12 months, no payments or interest in 2024, plus guaranteed financing, a $1,500 system buyback rebate, and their 15-year parts and labor guarantee that speaks volumes of the trust in their service and in their products. AAA has done things at my house that make my family nice and comfortable all year long. They can do it for you too. Get a free quote today. Call AAAtoday.com. That's call AAAtoday.com or give them a shout at 803-677-1500. Tell them Jay Phillips sent you to AAA Heating and Air.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the rock holiday tradition returns. December 12th, Colonial Life Arena, Columbia. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Bring the whole family to the all-new show. Soaring guitars, dazzling lasers, and enough pyro to keep you warm all season. Don't miss